Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. So, welcome all for this today's Bhagavad Gita reading session. So, almost after a month, more than a month, we couldn't had because of different reasons. Sometimes Ekadashi was there, sometimes I was traveling. So, we couldn't had this discussion. So, I hope you remember where we had left last time. At least you should know the chapter which is going on. Anyone know which chapter we are studying?
18.
18th chapter.
18.
Okay, at least chapter is known. Okay, so we have covered around I think 20, 20 around 20 verses we have covered in the 18th chapter, and today we are going to go a little ahead. So before that, just today good attendance is there. I think because we are keeping after long time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 10 devotees. 11 is there. Okay. Ashutosh Prabhu is there, Prashant Singh Prabhu is there, Mihir Prabhu, Rajesh Prabhu is there, Jitendra Prabhu is there, Chaitanya Prabhu, Ashutosh Prabhu, Prashant. Who is his same Prashant? Prashant Saipad and Prashant Singh. I think Prashant Gupta it is. Okay. Surya Prakash Prabhu, Anurag Prabhu and
Singh.
Umang Prabhu. Hare Krishna. Okay, so before starting, let us have shloka recitation by all of you. So hopefully you have recited the memorized the shlokas. I think it is shloka number 18.30 and 33. Yes, who would like to recite? Yes, Ashutosh.
Yes.
Sound is not.
What is to be here? What is binding is said to be in the mode of goodness.
Yes, wonderful. The voice was not so clear, but of course I could hear most of the. Nice. This very nice verse. Yes, anyone else has recited, memorized the shlokas?
Yes, Prabhu.
Who is that? Chaitanya Prabhu. Yes.
I only recited a shloka, not a meaning.
Okay.
Yes. 18.30.
Hmm.
प्रवृत्तिच्च निवृत्तिंच कार्य महाभये बंधमोक्षच्च या वेती बुद्धि सापार्थ सात्विकी.
Yeah. Karya. What is that next?
Bhaya bhai.
Bhaya. Correct. Hari Bol. So thank you. Next, yes, Rajesh Prabhu, could you memorize?
No problem. I am not memorized.
Okay. Mihir Prabhu.
No, Prabhu, I have not memorized.
Okay. Jitendra Prabhu.
Sorry, Prabhu, I didn't memorize this time.
Prashant Prabhu.
Sorry, Prabhuji. Next time I will.
Okay. Surya Prakash Prabhu is in office. Anurag Prabhu.
No, Prabhu, I haven't
No.
memorized. I didn't know.
Umang Prabhu. Yes, Umang Prabhu. Sound is not audible.
Yeah. Now is it over to me?
Yes.
Yes, I have already decided 18.30.
Please recite.
प्रवृत्तिंच्या निवृत्तींच्या कार्याकार्ये भयाभये बंधम मोक्षंच्या या वेती बुद्धम सा पार्थम.
Yeah, translation.
The one who knows the difference between what to be done and what not to be done, and what is liberating and what is binding, and from what we have to fear and from what we don't have to fear, is in the mode of good.
What is in mode of goodness?
Those who know the difference between these.
Yeah, but what is that? Understanding. The understanding by which one knows what ought to be done, what not to be done, and what is to be feared, what not to be feared. That understanding is in the mode of goodness. Yes. Thank you. Yes, Vinit too.
Hare Krishna, Guruji. Hello.
Yeah.
Yes, Guruji.
Could you memorize?
Guruji, yes, sir. Prabhu, I didn't learn, Guruji.
Okay, okay. No problem. This is the first time you are coming at first.
Yes, next, I will try, Guruji. Next time, I will try.
Yes, yes. Thank you.
Sorry,
Suraj, bro?
Guruji.
No problem. Yes, Suraj, bro. Could you memorize? Yeah.
I couldn't memorize.
Okay, okay. No problem. So, no problem. So, after long time we are having, so next time all of you can memorize. We will have another set of shlokas. One of that you can memorize and recite in the class in the next Sunday. Okay, so now we'll have short prayers. Om Agyantimirandasya Jnananjanashadakaya Chakshurunvinitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Shrimate Bhaktivedanta Swamin Niti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shanyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवास आदि गौर भक्तवृंद हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण. So this 18th chapter, it's the conclusion of Bhagavad Gita. The entire Bhagavad Gita till now, various chapters we came through. And if you see the main theme of the entire Bhagavad Gita, Krishna is pursuing after he's not leaving Arjuna. Arjuna is giving different reasons how I will not fight. So many things happened, but Krishna did not give up. Krishna is still giving different ways, and even shastrically everything he is telling that what is your duty, what is the duty of a kshatriya, and then how bhakti yoga works. And he also says that manmanabhava madbhakto madhyajimam namaskuru. That is what we learned in the 9th chapter, devotional service. So like that, multiple places it came that Arjuna refused to fight, and then Krishna again told him how you should fight and why you should fight. And then after some time Arjuna got convinced, and then he had some more questions, and then Krishna is still clarifying, answering. So this entire Bhagavad Gita is just like question answer session, which Arjuna is asking question and then Krishna is explaining. And this 18th chapter, it again starts with a question. So in one sense, there was no need of 18th chapter because already everything was explained in the 17 chapters. But again, Arjuna asked the same question which he had asked before. In I think third or fifth chapter, he asked the same question. That is about a difference between sannyas and tyaga. Sannyas means renunciation. Tyaga is also one of the renunciation only. But sannyas means giving up the activity itself, whereas tyaga means giving up the result of that particular activity. So that is what when Arjuna asked this question, then you see in this particular in this chapter 18.23, then Krishna says that many people say that as if because there are going to be faults in our service or activity, better to give up the activity itself. But then Krishna says, now I will tell you my opinion, and what is my opinion is that we should not give up the activity, we should give up the results of that activity. That means one should not just give up everything and just become a Babaji or go somewhere. But no, he has to do the activity. But then what he has to give up is the result. The fruits of this activity has to be given up. Because generally the main problem comes is the fruits. Anything we do, what is in it for me? People always ask that what I am going to get if I do this. Like if many of you are working also. If you are working in a company and company says now no more salary, so then no one will be ready to work in such company. If they say that no salary, how much package? Zero per annum. So then nobody will like to work in such company. So because there is no, what we say, the love and trust, the devotion is not there. But in Krishna consciousness, one can work without salary also. And we see that so many devotees all over the world, they are serving the Lord, but they don't take any salary for that. So in the material world, if the paycheck is stopped, the service is stopped. So that is the difference between the material world and the spiritual world. So in this chapter also, we see that Krishna persuades that he says that don't give up the activity, give up the result of the activity. And then he tells about there are different performance in the three modes, then different many things. Almost this entire chapter is about different things in all the three modes: goodness, passion, ignorance. Like faith in three modes, determination, everything he says. Now some of you recited this shloka in that understanding in three modes comes. So like that, so we have covered it. So first was that question was there of Arjuna, and then second third verse was the explanation by Krishna, and then Krishna says here, yeah, all these activities should be performed without attachment or any expectation of result. This is 18.6. They should be performed as a matter of duty. O son of Pritha, this is my final opinion. So after telling so many times, now he says this is my final opinion. So that is how Krishna is concluding. And then he starts telling about prescribed duties should never be renounced. If one gives up prescribed duties because of illusion, that is ignorance. So then that's how he tells about different things in different modes. So today we are going to start with the verse number 20. Till 22 it was over. So we'll start with verse number 23, 18.23. So I will just share you the Bhagavad Gita. Yes. Yes, this is over. So now we are going to see the actions in three modes from this 23 onwards. Actions in three modes, and then workers also in three modes. That will be very practical and applicable for us also, because sometimes we may do some activity, but we have to check which mode we are doing that. So first we'll see the action in three modes. So please recite this verse after me. Niyatam sangarahitam
नियतं
नियतं
सङ्गरहितं
सङ्गरहितं
raga dveshata kritam
रागाद्वेषपराकृतं
phala preptuna karma
अफलप्रेप्सुना कर्म
yattat sadvikam
यत्तत् सात्विकम्
तत्सात्विकमुच्यते.
Yes, Naveen Pro translation.
That action which is regulated and which is performed without attachment, without love or hatred, and without desire for fruitive result is said to be in mode of goodness.
Yeah, so the action that is regulated, which is performed without attachment, without love or hatred, without desire for fruitive results, it's said to be in the mode of goodness. So we should be in this particular mode. Any action we do, it should be in this mode of goodness. So then it becomes very easy for us, because when you are doing without attachment, the action it will not disturb you, it will not affect you. So that is very wonderful, because if you are attached, then like we discussed last time also, when the result come, if it is good result, then we become very proud, I have done it. And when the result is not so according to our expectation, then we become morose, we say, oh, what is this, nothing happened. I'm chanting so many rounds, but still Krishna did not give me the results. So like that, we become morose, we become discouraged. But when you act without attachment, then there is no question of discouragement or pride, because you are not attached to. You understand that okay, I have done it, I have done my best. So that only Krishna says that do your best and leave the rest to the Lord. So then it is where it is the best thing. Yeah. Text number 24. Yattu kame suna karma
यत्तु कामेषु
Yattu
न
kame
कर्म
karma
ahankarena vapuna
sahankarena
साहङ्कारेण वा
vapuna
kriyate bahulaayasam
kriyate
क्रियते
बहुलायासं
बहुलायासं
tadrajasa mudaritam.
tadrajasa
यतमुदाहरितं
Yes, Ashutosh, true translation.
Yes, Hare Krishna. But action performed with great effort by one seeking to gratify his desires and enacted from a sense of false ego is called action in the mode of passion.
Yeah, sometimes people do some action. They do a lot of efforts also to do that. But their what is the goal of their that particular action? What they want to achieve through that?
desires to gratify his desires.
Gratify the desires, that is sense gratification. So some people, they desire sense gratification out of some action, and that's why they do it. So that is not a pure desire. Pure desire should be without attachment, without any result or something. But if somebody wants to do sense gratification, then it is passionate desire, and it is also arising from a sense of false ego. Text 25. Anubandham kshayam himsam
अनुबंधं
अनुबन्धं
क्षयं
क्षयं
हिंसाम्
हिंसाम्
anapeksha cha paurusham
अनपेक्षा
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 च
च
च
पौरुषम्
पौरुषं
पौरुषम्
मोहादारभ्यते कर्म
मोहात्
मोहादारभ्यते
आरभ्यते कर्म
कर्म
यत्तत्तामसमुच्यते.
यत्तु
यत्तत्
तामसमुच्यते.
Yes. Prashant Singh to translation.
Yes, Shri Prabhu. Action performed in illusion in disregard of spiritual instruction and without concern for future break or damage or distress caused to other is said to be in the mood of ignorance.
Yeah. So here, action performed in illusion. Illusion means and disregard of scriptural injunctions. So they do some action which is not according to the scriptural injunction, and also they do it without concern for future bondage. Like there are many boys nowadays, we see that youths especially, they get very sidetracked from their natural duties, sometimes job or it may be studies. So they don't worry about that. They say that, oh, who has seen the, let us see, who will worry about the future, they say. So here the same word is coming, without any concern for future bondage. So they don't worry when the result comes, and then they are year down, they are not passed in the exam, then they will their eyes open, and then they say, oh, oh, what we have done, and then they will lament for that. But otherwise they will just the entire year they will just reun in different things, and they will not care for the future. So that is what is in mode of ignorance. Yeah, read the purport also. Good purport it is. One has to give account of.
One has to.
Yes, Suraj Pro can read.
Yes, Prabhu, Hare Krishna. One has to give account of one's action to the state or to the agents of the Supreme Lord, called the Yamdutas. Irresponsible of work is destructive because it destroys the regulative principles of scriptural injunctions. It is often based on violence and is distressing to other living entities. Such irresponsible work is carried out in the light of one's personal experience. This is called illusion. and all such illusory work is a product of the mode of ignorance.
Yeah, so basically it is referring to the actions which destroys the regulative principles of scriptural injunctions. Like there are people who are into bad habits and all. So if you see that they may do it without thinking about their health, without thinking of their family, without thinking of their job or any other duties. So what happens? They have to give account. So they can't just escape. They can't just escape from the situation. They have to give account to whom? Whom they have to give account for their all sinful activities. Yes.
Yamdutas?
Yeah, Yamdutas. So Yamdutas are waiting as soon as we die. Of course, some reactions are given before death only. In this life only we get, and there will be some reactions which are given after death. So after death, then the person will be dragged. One of the times we have shown the video also, hellish planets, hellish how it happens, how the reactions are given. Some devotees were a little frightened also with that video. So, so we see that such kind of punishments are given to by the Yamdutas, because here they may think who will see they don't have any concern for future bondage, but then Yamdutas will show them, they will bring them to the right track. So Lord has created all this particular system in this world so that a living entity can come to his original senses, and not only that, he can go to the positive direction, that is a devotion to the Supreme Lord. So that is what is the entire material world is designed in that. Okay, so text 26. Mukta sango ana Mukta sango nahavadi
Mukta Sango Nahambadi
Mukta Sangona Hambadi
dhrityutta sahasamanvita
Ritvayutsaha
Saha
Satyavutsaha
Samanvita
Samanvita
Samantha
siddhi asiddhayor nirvikar
Siddhi
Siddhya
Asiddhi or
Siddhyo
Nirvikar
Siddhi
Nirvikaraha
Siddhi or Nirvikara
karta satvika uchyate.
Karta
Karta
Satvika
Satvika
Uchyate.
Karta
Uchyate
Uchyate.
Yes, Jitendra Prabhu, translation.
Translation: one who performs his duty without association with the modes of material nature, without false ego, with great determination and enthusiasm, and without wavering in success or failure, is said to be a worker in the mode of goodness.
Yeah, so very rare to find in this world all these things. Duty without association of modes of material nature means neither passion nor ignorance nor goodness. That means it should be in the pure goodness, and neither with false ego, the nor with without false ego, with great determination, enthusiasm, and without wavering in success or failure. So this is really a very pure devotional stage where one is doing the duty without having all these things and with great enthusiasm and determination. So any example anyone can tell from the Shastras? Any example where somebody has done this duty? Because in the current material world you don't find any example. All are in the three modes of material nature, and there is so much of ego and so many things are there. So but this particular worker, so now there are the three verses are going to be for worker in the mode of goodness, passion and ignorance. So any personality do you remember in our, even you can tell about our acharyas also, who has worked in the mode of goodness without association of modes of nature, without false ego, with great determination and enthusiasm, and without wavering in success or failure. Yes. Anyone wants to tell? Yes, Naveen Prabhu.
who
So, Prabhuji, Prabhuji Prabhupada, I can give example because he was very determined. When he
Yeah.
went to the West, he
Yeah.
was not sure about the success or failure, but he gave his 100% and
Yes,
Yes,
yes.
correct.
Yes,
Prabhupada is one
Prabhuji.
of the, yeah, Jitendra Prabhu is telling the same example. So this is one of the best examples because we see Prabhupada's life, all these things are true because without association of with the modes of nature, he did not get affected with anything. He went to the New York, which is the headquarter of Maya. So he went there, but he was not affected at all. He went to even Bauri, where people were drunkards. Even they were lying on the road, on the in the room, and all the what we say, the smell was coming of alcohol and so much drinks and everything. But Prabhupada was completely Krishna conscious. he was not at all affected by that the environment or anything. He was just gone with his duties, aim that I want to fulfill the desire of my spiritual master, that the goal did not waver at any circumstance. So he was not into any mode of particular nature. There was so many things happened actually. There are people who had gone for preaching in the West, but they got themselves carried away by the mode of passion, and instead of preaching to others, they themselves got preached in a wrong way, and then they got carried away. So we see that modes are very strong. Even for us also, if we are not careful, we will be carried away by different modes, either passion or ignorance, any. So like that, it is very difficult. But Prabhupada could do that. Then without false ego, Prabhupada never thought that I have done it. When people ask that, oh, you have established so many ISKCON temples all over the world, so he said, though this is all mercy of my spiritual master and the Supreme Lord. They have sent all this representative. So I am just a servant. He says, I am not the master, I am not God, I am the servant of everyone. So that was his move. And with great determination and enthusiasm. So we see even at the 70, Prabhupada, there is one photo where Prabhupada is dancing in Rath Yatra festival. So even at the age of 70, he was so enthusiastic. And he was traveling everywhere. 14 times he circumambulated the entire globe, 14 times in just 12 years. So that was Prabhupada's enthusiasm, and without wavering in success or failure. So Radheshyam Prabhu has given one class on Prabhupada, how he has made. There are 8 defeats which comes in Prabhupada's life, and different times. Like when he goes to West, it's not that everything was very easy. As soon as he went and people were ready to come and hear from him, and they started preaching. Not like that. There are many defeats came, and Prabhupada still did not lose his enthusiasm or his endeavors for preaching Krishna consciousness. He was going on, even though so many sometimes. He even wrote letters to the Prime Minister of India to support him by giving some funds, but no response came. He even approached his god brothers, those who are god brothers, the disciples of Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, but even they did not help. They say we can't do anything, and some of them even discouraged. They said that, oh, you are just trying to do something. It is not possible. You better come back. And so many defeats Prabhupada had to face. When he was staying at one place, a small place was there. He was having his typewriter and all those things. But once when he went out for some time, when he came back, everything was stolen by someone. So, and whatever he had done, all the work was gone. Even his machine, that is also gone. He was not having any money. He was not having even any place to stay also. So such kind of defeated, one after another defeats were coming. So, and even the first person, actually there was one David, whom Prabhupada thought that he will become the first devotee from the US. So even he wrote in one of the letter also that this David will become one of the very good devotee. But actually that person later he became very crazy, and then he even wanted to kill Prabhupada. Then Prabhupada left that place also. So we see that so many defeats came one after another. So he approached so many people and so many rejections came. But at last, Prabhupada got success, because Krishna is always merciful to the. When we do persistent effort, then Krishna showers the mercy, and that's how happened with in the life of Prabhupada. It's a very good example. Umang Pro is telling the example of Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur also. Yeah, correct. That is also one example is there. So all the acharyas, we can say, they are very wonderful examples of this. Yes, Suraj Pro, you wanted to speak something?
So Ambarish Maharaj,
Amrish Maharaj, yes, what he did?
he was in the mode of goodness. He had engaged every senses of his body in pure devotion.
Correct. Yes, yes. Amrish Maharaj, Yudhishthir Maharaj, Parikshit Maharaj, all the kings in the previous kings, all of them have done, actually they were working in this way, and that's how the kingdom was flourishing so much. Everything was nicely, even the all citizens were happy in the kingdom. Everything was going very nicely. Amrish Maharaj also, if you see even the calamity that Durvasmani was so what we say, Durvasmani, he was so angry. He said, how can you break the vow before that? He Ekadashi fasting has to be broken, but he said you should not have taken anything before me, and he became so angry. But still, Amrish Maharaj was tolerant. Then Durasmani had to, of course, Vishnu sent Sudarshan Chakra, and then Durasmani was in trouble. So, very, very nice examples. So, thank you. Next, let us go to the next verse 27. Ragi karma phala prepsur
Ragi karma
Ragi karma
phalapepsa.
phalapepsa.
lubdo himsatmako shuchi
Lubdho
Himsatmako
himsatmako
Shuchi.
हर्षशोकान्वितः कर्ता
Harshashokanvitah Karta.
राजसः परिकीर्तितः
Rajasa parikirtita.
Yes, who is next? Mihir Prabhu.
The worker who is attached to work and the fruits of work, desiring to enjoy those fruits, and who is greedy, always envious, impure, and moved by joy and sorrow, is said to be in the mode of passion.
Yeah, so here is the worker who is attached to the work, not only work but fruits also, fruits of the work. Of course, that is most of, and this particular verse applies to most of the people in this world, because fruits of work, desiring to enjoy those fruits themselves without offering to Lord, and who is greedy, always envious. They are very envious to other people. They just want to compete and go ahead, just what we say, kicking other people down, and they want to go ahead. Impure, moved by joy and sorrow. So sometimes they, not that they are all very strong or something, they also get moved by sorrow. So these people are known as in the mode of passion. So anyone, any examples from scriptures where you find this particular person in the mode of passion, who have worked with attachment, desiring to enjoy the fruits, greedy, envious, impure? An example from Shastras?
Prabhu Duryodhan and Dhritarashtra.
Yes?
Duryodhana.
Duryodhan.
Duryodhan. Okay. Yeah, correct. Duryodhan was very much attached to the kingdom, and just to get the kingdom,
Greedy.
so many things he did. He wanted to kill the Pandavas, and so many attempts were made. Sometimes Bhima was administered poison. Yesterday only I was reading. There are around 8-10 things which were done. The just to kill the Pandavas. They were put in a house made of shellac, and then it was set afire. So then Pandavas dig a hole in underground, and they went like that before, because they knew that something is going to happen like this. So they already had an underground way by which they can escape. So Draupadi was insulted in the assembly. Then Kurukshetra war was there, where they had to fight with so many great fighters. And at the end, the Ashwatthama, through the Brahmastra weapon was released, and that's how the Parikshit Maharaj was also in the, his life was in trouble. The Lord saved him. So yes, Duryodhan is one good example. Any other example? Yes, anyone?
Ravana, Prabhuji, Ravana.
Ravana. Okay, Vinith Pro
Yes.
is telling Ravana example.
He is very envious and he wanted to attain all
Yeah,
the
he was very
treasures.
greedy. If you see Ravana, he had everything in his life. His palace was made of gold. So that's why it says the Lanka, it was fully made of gold, everything. And so wealth was there. He was having many wives, hundreds of wives. So that was also there. Then he was having all the so many servants he had, nice palace, everything was there. But still he was greedy, and he got attracted to Sita. The beauty of Sita, even he did not see also. He just heard the description, and he got attracted, and he wanted to enjoy Sita. And then he went and he kidnapped Sita, and that's how was the he invited death in his life, and then he was destroyed by the Lord. So that is what is Ravana. So very perfect example. Greedy, envious, impure, and moved by joy and sorrow. So he was very joyful, but then he saw that he is not getting what he want. So then he was sorrow also. Yes, any other example?
Hiranyakashipu.
Hiranyakashipu, yeah, one of the best examples. Hiranyakashipu. He was also having everything, only he was even so much control was there. He can just look at the sun, and with his eyebrows he can just, if the temperature is too much, he used to look at the sun, and sun used to say, oh okay, okay, I'll reduce my temperature. So that was the strength of Hiranyakashipu. He was able to control the entire universe. He was having such power, but still he was big little, he got affected by when his own son Prahlad Maharaj, he was not ready to listen, he was not following what he wants, and then he was into, and then he was very joyful, sorrow, greedy, envious. He wanted to enjoy himself. Even people used to chant the mantras Om Hiranyakashipu Namah. Hmm. So instead of Lord's mantra, and he was saying also, I am the Supreme Lord. But then Narsimadev came and he just pierced him. That's how he was died. So these are very wonderful examples. So, and in this world also we see most of the people, they are into this, they are also carrying this Hiranyakashipu mentality, or the this Ravana mentality. So still it is existing in this world, and that's why we see there are so many crimes are happening, so much corruption, and so many politics, so many things are happening because of this thing. So if only people take to Krishna consciousness, then all these things will go behind, because people want to say that I am the enjoyer, I want to enjoy the fruits, I am the more better person, and I want to be the controller, and that's why the problems are there in this world. Yes, someone can read purport. Yes, Mayor Pro can read purport.
A person is too much attached to a certain kind of work or to the result because he has too much attachment for materialism or health and home, wife and children. Such a person has no desire for higher elevation in life. He is simply concerned with making this world as materially comfortable as possible. He is generally very greedy and he thinks that anything attained by him is permanent and never to be lost. Such a person is envious of others and prepared to do anything wrong for sense gratification. Therefore, such a person is unclean and he does not care whether his earning is pure or impure. He is very happy if his work is successful and very much distressed when his work is not successful. Such is the worker in the mode of passion.
Yeah, so here it is one thing is coming is, such person is envious of others and he is prepared to do anything wrong for sense gratification. So when it comes to sense gratification, people don't see that who is there next. They may even kill their own mother, father also. So there was one boy who was into such sense gratificatory activities, but mother, father stopped him. They were not allowing. So then he even killed the mother, father itself. So such is one is prepared to do anything wrong for sense gratification. And of course, you all have heard so many of such cases where people have killed brother, sister have killed each other. There are for properties there were so many quarrels, and sometimes even for the post in the company also, for getting some post, there are people who have even killed the other person so that they can go ahead in that. So especially in other countries like US and all, it is even happening more, and slowly it is coming in India also. So we see that people, they don't worry about what is going to happen to the other person. They are just worried about their own self. And also, he does not care whether the money is impure or pure. So they don't care for this. Just somehow I should get money by hook or crook, black money or whatever. I should just get it. They don't even. That is all. That's why it is said no black money. They can't even show to the government also. They want to save that. So by illegal means, they will try to take some wealth or some sense gratification or different things. So this is a person in the mode of passion. Okay, text 28. Ayukta prakritah stabda
अयुक्ता
Ayutta
प्राकृतः
shato naiskriti kolashah
तो
Sato
न
Naiskriti
कोलशः
Kolashara
vishadi dirghasutri cha
Visadi Cha
artha tamasa uchyate.
Artha Tamasa Usate.
Yes, Rajesh Group translation.
Translation: the worker who is always engaged in work against the injunctions of the scripture, who is materialistic, obstinate, cheating, and expert in insulting others, and who is lazy, always morose, and procrastinating, is said to be worker in the mode of ignorance.
Yeah, so majority of people comes in this class also, mode of ignorance, who is always engaged in work against injection of scriptures, who is materialistic, obstinate, cheating, expert in insulting others, lazy, morose, procrastinating. That means they always procrastinate the things. They don't do the things on time. They will always keep it for tomorrow, keep it for next week, keep it for next month, and then they forget and they don't do it. So that is called mode of ignorance. And these people, because they are in so much ignorance, they are not sensitive. So here it is said also in this purport. Read this highlighted portion.
Such workers are not very gentle, and generally they are always cunning and expert in insulting others. They are very lazy, even though they have some duty, they do not do it properly, and they put it aside to be done later on. Therefore, they appear to be morose. They procrastinate anything which can be done in an hour. They drag on for years. Such workers are situated in the mode of ignorance.
Yeah, so their speech will not be good always, very not very pleasing. They will be very insensitive. Little bit you ask, immediately they will say okay, or they become very angry, or they will very not good speech. And they are always cunning, expert in insulting others. They will use sharp words. They are very lazy also. If you tell them something, they will not listen to that. They will not do it, and they will postpone it. So, and they will say that why only me? Just give it to somebody else, and like that. So they don't take the responsibility. They run away from the responsibility, and they put it aside to be done on later on. So some of these things may come in our with our life also. May not be the complete whatever description is given, but still there will be some points which are true for our own self. So then we need to improve on that so that we come out of, because we are also not that we are in the worker in the mode of goodness. We are sometimes in passion, sometimes in ignorance, sometimes in goodness also. So we are also being just jumping from one mode to another. So we have to try to come to the mode of goodness. So when it is said here procrastinating things, so sometimes we also do that. Sometimes we are staying in some room, but the room may not be clean. We think that okay, I will do it today, I will do it maybe, but today is so much busy day, maybe Saturday Sunday is a good time, weekend is there, holiday is there, that time I will do it. But then Saturday Sunday comes and the things go in some other, or people just take rest that time, 3 3 4 4 hours a day, and then there is hardly any time left for doing other things which they had planned in the week. So week they say that we will do it in the weekend, and weekend again goes in just taking a rest and relaxing. So then the things doesn't happen. So that is only procrastinating. So many of us also will have this kind of tendency, like in cleaning our own room. Like I see Radhesham every day, Proji, as soon as he gets up, he will wind up his bedding and they clean the entire room himself only. There is no like nobody else cleans. He himself takes a pocha and does that. So such kind of thing we have to learn, where we don't procrastinate things. If something is there, immediately do it, so that the things doesn't remain for the next day or some other time, because the tendency is to forget. So if we leave it for some other time, then we may forget. So better to do it immediately. So, or if we can just prioritize, if that thing is not so much important, then we just write it down and then we do it on the later date. So reminders we can keep. So that is also very helpful. So in that way we can come out of this procrastinating tendency and laziness. Okay, text number 29. Buddhir vedam dhriteshchaiva
Buddhirvedam
Vedam
Dhriteshchaiva
Dritesheva
gunatastri vidam shruno
Gunatastri Vidam Smrana
prochamanam asheshena
Pachamana Masasheshena
pritaksvena dhananjaya.
Pritatvena
Prithakatvena
Dhananjaya.
Dhananjaya.
Yes, Vinith, prove translation.
Translation. O winner of wealth, now please listen as I tell you in detail of the different kinds of understandings and determinations according to the three modes of material nature.
Yeah, so till now we saw the action in three modes and worker in three modes. Now we'll see the understanding in three modes and determination in three modes. So what kind of understanding we should have? Sometimes we have our own understanding, but that may not be in line with the Shastras. So then that understanding cannot be in the mode of goodness. That will be in the passion or ignorance. So we should have understanding which is aligned with the scriptural injunctions. So let us see what is that. Text number 30. Pravrittim cha nivrittim cha
Pravrittim cha
Pravrittim
nivrittim
cha
cha
nivrittim cha
karya karye bhaya bhaye
karya
karya
karye
karye
bhaya bhaye
bhayabhaye
bandham moksham cha ya vetti
bandham
bandhamoksham
moksham
cha
cha ya vetti
buddhi sapartha satviki.
buddhi
buddhi
savartha
sapartha
satviki.
satviki.
Yes, next who is Surya Prakash Prabhu is in office, I think. Yes, Umang Prabhu, translation.
Son of Pratha, that understanding by which one knows what ought to be done and what ought not to be done, what is to be feared and what is not to be feared, what is binding and what is liberating, is in the mode of goodness.
Yeah, so basically, goodness person understands that what has to be done and what not to be done. So he is very clear. The discrimination power is there, and that comes by studying shastras. So when we read Prabhupada books, then this understanding becomes very clear. We can easily come to the mode of goodness. So here just Krishna is stating what is understanding in mode of goodness, but by following, but by reading, like now we are reading the scriptures, Bhagavad Gita. So like that, when you read Bhagavad Gita, Srimad Bhagavatam, and different books of Prabhupada, then our understanding becomes very clear. So every day we should try to read at least for some time. May not be like sometimes certain things may come. Our day may be very busy, but at least 15 minutes every day we have to, like, it has to be in our schedule only. Like eating we do, sleeping we do. There is no compromise on that. Similarly, the reading also, even chanting also. Many of you are doing chanting. That is every day we do without fail. So then similarly, the reading of scriptures, that also has to be done every day. So that will help us to get this particular discrimination or understanding. What is to be feared, what is not to be feared, what is binding, what is liberating. So these things becomes very clear in that way. Text 31. Yaya dharmam adharmam cha
Yaya dharmam adharmam cha
karyam cha karyam eva cha
karyam cha karyam eva cha
ayathavat prajanati
yathavat prajanati
buddhi sapartha rajasi.
buddhi sapartha rajasi.
Yes, Anurag Prabhu, translation.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. O son of Pritha, that understanding which cannot distinguish between religion and irreligion, between action that should be done and action that should not be done, is in the mode of passion.
Yeah, so one is not able to distinguish what is religion and what is irreligion. So even though something is not to be done, he will still do it out of passion because he doesn't worry about religion and irreligion. So that is a passionate work, passionate understanding, or what he is not able to understand what action to be done and what should not be done. Like sometimes we go to some places to tell about spirituality programs and all. They say that, oh, we are secular people, we don't promote a particular religion. So we don't want to, because we have many Muslims in our college or schools, so we don't want to promote just Hindu thing and all. But in the name of secularism, they will not promote any other religion also. When the Muslim come, that time also they will tell the same thing. Hindu comes, that time also same thing. So secularism means actually every religion should be given chance. But here the secularism means they just remove all the religions. So that's how they don't understand what to be done and what not to be done. So this is the mode of passion understanding. Text number 32. Adharmam dharmam iti adharmam dharmam iti ya
Adharmam dharmam iti ya
Dharmam
manyate tamasavrita
manyate
manyate
tamasavita
sarvarthan viparitamscha
sarvarthan
sarvarthan
viparitams
viparitams
cha
buddhi sapartha tamasi.
buddhi
buddhihi
sapartha
sapartha
tamasi.
tamasi.
Yes, Chaitanya Prabhu, translation.
That understanding which considers irreligion to be religion and religion to be irreligion under the spell of illusion and darkness, and strives always in the wrong directions. O Parth is in the mode of ignorance.
Yeah, here also same thing. They consider irreligion to be religion. Previously, he was in the passion. One was not able to distinguish between religion and irreligion. But in the ignorance, irreligion is considered as religion. So they may do some activity which is irreligious, but they will say that they will think that it is religious and they do it. So that is illusion. That is ignorance. Like sometimes you see the liquor shops, they have Shiva for Shiva deity. They will keep. They will put agarbatti and garlands, everything they give, and they say that oh we are very religious, but actually that is irreligion. So by doing such kind of intoxication, so they are in the mode of ignorance.
Ignorance.
Okay, text number 33. धृत्यायया धारयते
धृत्यायया धार्यते
मन प्राणेन्द्रिय क्रिया
मन प्राणेन्द्रिय क्रिया
योगेनाव्यभिचारिण्या
योगेन व्यभिचारेण
धृति सा पार्थ सात्विकी.
धृति सा सात्विकी.
Yes, Navin Prue, translation.
O son, Hare Krishna, O son of Pratha, that determination which is unbreakable, which is sustained and steadfastness by yoga practice, and which thus controls the activities of the mind, life, and senses, is determination in the mode of goodness.
Yeah, so understanding is over. Now determination in three modes. So determination which is unbreakable, sustained with steadfastness by yoga practice, and which thus controls the activities of the mind, life, and senses, that is the determination in the mode of goodness. So here it is purport, it is said also, one who is steadily fixed in supreme soul with determination, concentrating one's mind, life, sensory activities on the supreme, he engages in Krishna consciousness. So you all know the example of that. For determination, there is one famous example, that is of a sparrow who was whose actually the eggs were swallowed by the ocean, because she was there on the shore of the ocean, but somehow with the waves, the ocean waves, all the eggs were taken inside, and the sparrow was really in the worry that what will happen to my small the eggs and children which were supposed to come out. So she was very worried, and she told the ocean that please give me my eggs back. And the ocean started laughing. The ocean said, "Oh, what you are worrying about the ocean, eggs? You came into my area. I took the eggs." He was very proud, and he was very proud of his own majesty. And the sparrow was small, so he was thinking what the sparrow will do. The sparrow actually said that, "Oh ocean, if you don't give my eggs back, I will dry you up." So ocean again started more laughing. He said, "How can you dry a small sparrow? I am such a big ocean. It will not. It is not possible." So then she started the endeavor. So such determination Sparrow had. She started taking one drop from the ocean and putting at other place. So she was taking like that. She was doing for long time, and then by seeing the efforts of this sparrow, then the the Garuda, which is the Vahan of Lord Vishnu, he saw that oh, this particular ocean is so proud. He has taken the eggs and he is not giving back, and this sparrow is so determined to take it back. So it attracted the mercy of the Lord. So by the mercy of Lord Vishnu, the Garuda was sent, and the Garuda came there. And as soon as Garuda came, Garuda can actually swallow the entire ocean also. So he came, and then as soon as he came, the ocean got frightened, and then immediately gave the eggs back, and the sparrow was very happy. So that's how we see that the determination should be like this. So one doesn't give up. Many times in our life, if something doesn't happen, then we just give it up, thinking that oh, what to do now? It is maybe Krishna's plan or something. No, Krishna's plan will be there, but we have to endeavor. The determination should not be left. After doing for long time, it is not happening, then we can leave it. But we have to try our best. So, and that whenever we do any activity with such determination, then we attract the mercy of the Lord, and then we get the result of that activity. Okay, so text number. This was in goodness. Let us see passion and ignorance, determination. Yaya tu dharma kamarthan
Yaya tu dharma
कामार्थं
धृत्या धारयते अर्जुन
प्रत्याधार्यते
प्रत्याधार्यते
अर्जुन
अर्जुन
प्रसंगेन फलाकांक्षी
Prasangena Palakanshi,
Riti Sapartha Rajasi.
Riti Sapartha Rajasi.
Yes, Ashutosh bro, translation.
Translation. But that determination by which one holds fast to pretty results in religion, economic development, and sense gratification is of the nature of passion. O Arjuna.
Correct. So, but that determination by which one holds fast to fruitive results in religion, economic development, sense gratification is of the nature of passion. So, one who is after the determination, because we see many of the materialistic people also have a lot of determination. But if that determination is for this means that is also there in religion, but for this artha, the dharma, artha, kama, moksha, like so-called pious activities, economic development, sense gratification, then that comes in passion mode. So one has to do such determination should be there for the spiritual activities. Then it becomes in the mode of goodness. Okay, last verse for today. Yaya swapnam bhayam shokam
Yaya Satnam Bhayam Shokam,
vishadam madame cha
Vishadam Vacha,
न विमुञ्चन्ति दुर्मेधा
Navimuchanti Durmeda,
धृति सा पार्थ तामसी.
Rati Sapartha Tamasi.
Yes, who is next? Yes, Prashant Bro, Prashant Singh.
Jai Shri Prabhu. And that determination which cannot beyond dreaming, fearless and elimination, monotonous and illusion. Such unintelligent determination host is in the mode of darkness.
Yeah, so many times people get carried away by the dreaming. They just dream that oh, this should happen, that should happen, that. So they are just dreaming. That is called daydreaming. Like there was one this pot maker. He was thinking that, oh, I have now this many pots. I want to increase the number of pots and sell, and then I will get profit. And he was just thinking, he was just dreaming, I'll get this many pots, and then I'll get a very good wife. And if she doesn't listen to me, I will just kick her. And when he said that, he actually kicked the pots. So whatever pots he had, everything got broken. So that is called daydreaming. So one dreams so much that it never gets executed. He's just dreaming about that. But fearfulness, lamentation, moroseness, illusion. So this is called unintelligent determination. So this is in the mode of darkness. So this is how we have covered. Today we covered almost action, worker in the three modes, then understanding and determination in three modes. Now next is three kinds of happiness: happiness in the mode of goodness, happiness in mode of passion, happiness in mode of ignorance. Today Radheshampur told very wonderful thing. He told about sattva happiness and tamaguni happiness. Like there is some kind of happiness one gets while doing tamaguna activities also, and but there are activities which can give permanent pleasure by doing sattva activities. So how to rise from tamaguni activities to sattva activities, so that was today's theme. So we'll discuss it in the next Sunday class, how to what we say, elevate ourselves from tamaguni happiness to the sattva happiness. How to do that, let us see that in the next class. So today we'll end with this particular this discussion. There is one question which is in the chat. I will just quickly tell and we'll conclude for today. Prabhuji, how can we become determined, as that sparrow was not worried whether Lord Mercy will come or not, but still she was determined in such an impossible task. How can be like that by myself even Lord Mercy comes late? Yeah, I think Umang Pro is asking because he's preparing for UPS. So a lot of efforts are required for any such exams, but basically we have to study full, whatever we can do, whatever you start coaching classes, whatever whenever it is said do your best, that means it is like best of the things. You have to give your full time. not that we just waste our time in a day or something. If it is UPSC boys, means they have to study for 12, 14, sometimes even they just take out time for night sleep and some activities. That's it. The whole day they will be studying. So that kind of determination is required. That kind of our effort should be put, and then ultimately we have to depend on the Lord that what results come. But before that, we have to do our best. When that best is done, then we are sure that Lord's mercy will come. It may come in either way. It may come in positive or negative way, but both will be Lord's mercy only if we have done our best. So in Sparrow's case, in case she would not, Lord's mercy means if she is really a devotee, then if she got the egg, she is grateful to Lord. And but in case she doesn't get also, she will still be grateful. That is actually a devotee, because devotee does not think that, oh, I did not get, that means Lord does not exist, I am going away, I am giving up devotional service. Not like that. She understand, okay, I did my best, but maybe Lord has some other plan. So that means even that situation also the devotee will consider that it is the mercy of the Lord. So we should be ready for anything. At the same time, we should do our best. So that is my opinion. Okay, so thank you all very much for patiently listening. So now onwards, we will try to do it every Sunday without fail, so that at least we cover this 18th chapter. And after completing this 18th chapter, we'll see. We will start some other series or some other things. You can all suggest also what we can, because when we want to, like even I wanted to complete this Bhagavad Gita, so I started this session. Now I could many of the things are more clear to me by sharing with all of you and hearing also from all of you different examples and your understanding. So we can even start something else which we want to do, but somehow because of the our busy schedules we are not able to do. So in the weekly, by reading such things, we can complete some books. We can complete some of the things which we are not able to do in our daily routine. So that we can do. Of course, now around 35 verses are over, 35, 36. More, these many are more remaining. Total 72 verses are there. So maybe 2 or 3 sittings will complete this chapter, and then we'll start some other series. So thank you all very much. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Jai, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna.
Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Thank
Krishna.
you. Hare Krishna.